All right, folks, what we have here is what's known as a relative intensity chart. So if we're looking on our columns, first thing we're going to see is essentially what is that intensity. So how hard is it, followed by the percentage, and then as we're looking to the right, we've got the repetitions that you're going to be doing in that set. Now, on the far right two columns, we see use. Like, why would we do a set with this amount of repetitions at this percentage? And then finally, how frequently are we going to do this? Now, still keep this in mind whenever we look at things like the Prilipin chart. So we're looking at how many repetitions over how many sets we want to do within given certain percentage loads. But when you're writing your program, we're writing programs that athletes are going to use to get better, not to destroy them. So most of the work that we're going to do is probably going to be in that medium heavy to slightly getting into the heavy range, and then some of it in the medium range. So when referring to base work, we're referring to literally base building. So maybe they've had a little bit of a layoff, maybe we just came back from a download or a deload. We want to give ourselves a little bit of a stimulus, but nothing that's going to break us down. Then we want to load ourselves. So that's where we're going to be doing those sets and reps in those higher percentages, but for whatever repetition that's going to match our goals. So lower repetitions for typically power, 3 to 5 to maybe a little bit more for strength, sets of around 10 for really focusing on hypertrophy. Now, then, after we do our loading, so that'd be 3 or 4 weeks of pushing up our numbers, we're going to go ahead and do that hard set, maybe even that test set. So we can really see, is the athlete as strong as we think, or are they making progress? So having them take that set to failure, specifically in those tests, or those max or the very heavy sets, are going to give us ideas as to, do we have them where we think they are? And this is where the rep max calculators can be very useful. But notice, once again, with that frequency, we shouldn't be maxing out our athletes every single week. We're talking about really once a month, because the goal is to use training, specifically resistance training, as a means to enhance performance, not using training as a means to simply get better at training. So when you're looking at your program, look at the percentages, look at the sets and reps you're having them perform, and take a look at then this chart and see if the decisions you're making are things that athletes can feasibly take care of. And that being said, look all the way down at that bottom row, guys, with the very light. If we're going to be doing those amount of repetitions at those percentages, we're really not inducing enough fatigue, intramuscular damage, metabolic byproduct accumulation, so that we're actually going to get any type of change to occur. So, thank you guys always for listening. Have a great day.